Here with Coach Larry McRae of the Clear Lake Falcons. How you doing, Coach? How's your family holding up under these strange circumstances?
Oh, pretty good, man. Just a lot of schoolwork, yard work, and things like that. Just trying to stay busy. Uh, everything like that. And like I said, I've got a sixth grader and a fourth grader. So there's plenty of homework to go around and things like that as well. So just trying to stay busy, man.
It's got to be unusual for your family, though, having you around so much. I mean, high school football coaches in Texas are notorious workaholics. So just seeing you so much has got to be unusual.
Yeah, it's my wife. She was talking about that the other day. That you're around more often right now. And even being the campus athletic coordinator. And everything. Right now, I'd be at a baseball game, or I'd be at a softball game, or I'd be at a track. The amount of time, there is we all got into this business, to be around kids and coach kids and love kids and do all those types of things. And right now, that distance, the virtual learning and the distance learning and things like that are a little bit, it's just different times, so you try to find things to keep you busy. And at the same time, staying connected with your athletes, and I've seen so many different creative ways that people are connecting with their athletes. At the end of the day though, nothing makes up for, being in person with them, and spotting that kid on, squat or bench or something, or telling that kid to take that right step, and all those types of things. So, but it has been the silver lining on this thing a little bit, and I'm optimistic, and I always try to find the good things and everything as well, and that has been good. I've been able to really get out in the front yard and coach my son up, on some O-line stuff. And I told somebody he's catching the brunt of all my coaching because I can't get it out on anybody else right now. So he's going to be a seventh grade footballer next year, and he's been out there getting after, with the pad and all that kind of stuff. So there has been a good thing to this. My daughter made the same comment that, Dad, I really like you being home so much, and everything. So, but it has been good, a real connection, at some time that we probably would have missed, that we've been able to get.
If you don't mind, touch a little bit more on how you are keeping contact with your athletes to get ready for the coming fall, or anything you're doing regarding your seniors, especially your spring sports seniors that lost their significant chunks of their senior season or the whole season.
Yeah, we've been trying to utilize every social media outlet that's out there. Obviously, you have your Twitters and your Facebooks and all those types of deals. But then we've also, we took the, THSCA kind of suggested the Sports U app that a lot of people have been using. So I had instituted that with the football kiddos right before, all this kind of happened. We got everybody kind of on that, and that's been a great communication piece. The THSCA, I get messages every single day. They've done a good job of including Coach Mackey and his motivational talks. And we utilize that in CCISD and especially Clear Lake High School. So those things have been coming across. There's been workouts and things like that also posted. So that's been a good communication piece with those kiddos. Different sports at Clear Lake High School. Some of them also use the Sports U app. A lot of them use, other means to communicate with their athletes. It's a big thing, like trying to just keep them motivated, and like you mentioned, the ones we know we have coming back next year, we're hoping to have our fingers crossed on getting the season in normally and all that. But those kids that were seniors, man, your heart just kind of hurts for them a little bit, man, because you put 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and then all of a sudden you start your baseball season, and then you get maybe a couple of tournaments in, and all of a sudden, like, man, they shut us down before we even started district. So. Softball I think was maybe in 1 or 2 games. Track had been in 3 or 4 meets. But you really feel for those senior kiddos, and our coaches have done a great job of honoring those kiddos, over Twitter, and putting their bio pages out there and things like that. I tell people, our football kiddos were, they were fortunate and lucky, as was our basketball kids, to go ahead and get. And other sports as well. In the fall, they went ahead and got their, they were able to get their senior playing seasons in. But you miss the prom, all the things that are important at the end of a kiddo's senior year, that they're missing out on. But I will say, man, it's been impressive. The spirit of these kids, and a little bit of time I've been around. We had an equipment pickup day where kids came to clean their lockers out, but dropped off, stuff that belonged to the school, like uniforms and things like that. And we did, social distanced it and made sure everything was 6 feet apart. And, it was just really cool. I mean, those kids had their heads up, man, just like you teach them, in athletics every day, like keep your head up and, whenever adversity strikes and things like that, keep your head up, man, keep a positive attitude. So it was cool to see that body language out of those kids. You couldn't really see their faces because of the mask, and things like that, but you could tell they were smiling underneath those masks because they got to see their coaches again, and just come to the school for a moment. I think that was really cool for them.
All right, well, let's be optimistic. We're going to, by the time it's time to hit the field for practice in August, things are going to be somewhat normal.
Absolutely.
And so what is that going to look like for you? What can we look for from the Clear Lake Falcons this fall?
Man, I think last year was a little bit of a rebuilding year. After this last season, we graduated a great class of kids, 2 years ago heading into last year, and made some strides last year. Had three new coaches also that we brought on board. Two O-line coaches, and then a quarterback coach as well, and then a O-line / offense coordinator. And so it's just kind of a getting to know a little bit on the offensive side. Our defensive side, did a great job last year. I love our defensive staff's an awesome staff. They do a great job, coaching. But and then offensively, just trying to kind of getting some consistency of what we wanted to do and everything as well. But we'll be kind of young again. But just like I said, the little bit of off-season time we got in with these guys, man, they were focused. They wanted to get back after going to the playoffs 2 years in a row. These guys tasted that as freshmen and sophomores. And, they were, a junior last year, he didn't get to taste the playoffs again. He was kind of felt cheated a little bit. And I said, well, hey, the only person that control, you control a lot of that, and let's get this thing going. So that was the general attitude in off season about, everybody wanting to get back and, get reestablished and try to do everything that we can possible to set ourselves up, to compete for one of those playoff spots next year. But like I said, we'll be, decently young again. Have a really good junior class of kiddos, that have grown up a little bit now too. So looking forward also is it's going to be the best, incoming freshman class as far as like numbers and as far as, success they've had at the intermediate level since I've been at Lake, that's heading into year 5. A few of those freshman kiddos, man, they better have their boots, strapped up and everything like that, because they, a few of them are physically capable, of helping us out on the varsity level. And, it's a special class of kids that are coming in. All of them are special. Since I've been at Lake, they've been, great classes, but this one has a little something to it also that I think, it's going to be something good for us as well.
All right. Well, thanks for the time, Coach, and best of luck with everything, and hope to get to see some football this fall.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we do get to start on time, and we got our finger crossed for maybe July that we can start our summer workout camp, and if we do that, hopefully it doesn't affect the season at all. But like I said, we're at the mercy of this, this virus and everything like that. I know everybody's, erring on the side of safety and caution, and I appreciate that they are. People making those decisions are, taking all these things to account, and I don't envy them being in these positions of when to open things up and when to do those types of things, because there's always going to be a little bit of fear associated with that. But like I said, we're just kind of holding on for the ride, if you will, and waiting for the go signal. We can get them weights back out and get up to the track and start doing things. Like I said, always good talking to you, man. Always appreciate what you do for Texas high school football as well. And appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Coach.